In the next few minutes you'll find out what are the threats of overpopulation, why we might give up on dairy and meat in the future, and why prices will continue to rise. There are 8 billion of us. First of all, let's congratulate the 8 billionth person being born. Aren't you worried about whether we all have enough space or not? Press that follow button, leave us a like, and we'll tell you everything about the overpopulation's threats. Now, just imagine, by the beginning of the 19th century, there were only 1 billion people on the Earth. In the mid-20th century, the population increased to 2.5 billion. In the 1960s, it went to 3 billion, and until today, a billion a decade. Is this really dangerous for us? The struggle for natural resources. There won't be enough resources just to feed everyone properly. The destruction of forests and wildlife, the reduction of fresh water and minerals, soil pollution, and mountains of garbage will all reduce the quality of life. Nowadays, we produce more than 2 billion tons of household garbage annually. If no actions will be taken about it, the planet will become a giant garbage dump in the blink of an eye. At the same time, the amount of food needed increases with every billion. Food production will decrease and food prices will skyrocket because of soil getting depleted. By the middle of the century, the population will need up to 500 billion tons of meat annually. This will require an increased total number of livestock. But then, another problem will arise on the planet: the greenhouse effect. All human activity contributes to global warming. A quarter of the greenhouse gas emissions in the atmosphere come from food production. Raising cows and sheep affects the climate the most. For the sake of pastures, humans are forced to cut down forests. The lack of trees leads to an increase in harmful emissions, which then strengthens the existing greenhouse effect. In order to reduce livestock productions, we will have to give up on meat and dairy products, else produce artificial meat, milk and cheese instead. Migration. Because of global warming, the level of the world's ocean will rise and flood some territories. People will have no choice but to look around for a free piece of solid ground. Because of the desire for a better quality of life, people in poor countries will move to economically developed countries. Those countries' inhabitants will have to squeeze up or fight for their land. By the way, India is set to surpass China as the most populous nation as early as next year. This will be a historical event indeed, because China has maintained status quo in this unofficial competition for centuries. What should we do about it? Don't panic. The UN predicts that there will be only 10.5 billion people on Earth by the end of the century. The overall growth rate will continue to decline. Demography scientists even believe that overpopulation is a myth. Population decline will begin as early as the second half of the 21st century. And it's not just about regulating uncontrolled fertility in the poorest countries. Fertility will go down all over the world. It will also mitigate the accumulation of ecological damage. But the problem of uncontrolled consumption will still remain. We use so many resources that the planet cannot regenerate them in time. Eventually, we surely will run out of non-renewable resources. The problem of drinking water shortages can be solved by desalination of the ocean, as Singapore has been doing for a long time. Also, scientists all around the world are already searching for alternative energy sources. Dozens more technological breakthroughs will be needed, and who knows, maybe by the 22nd century we'll even colonize Mars and expand there. But all we can do now is to take the problem of natural resources consumption more seriously, to develop so-known conscious consumption. Not buying extra shoes if we don't have to, and recycling plastic and clothes. Let us know in the comments if you think the problem of overpopulation is a myth or not. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, we're still very young and we really need your support.